While tonight's Friday episode was definitely the least riveting episode of the entire season of this pretty bad season of Love Island USA, I guess they said it's the 4th of July, let's phone it in, even though we only have a week left of the show. But they phoned it in indeed. Tonight's challenge was pretty terrible. I'm not even going to talk about it because there's no use. But we did at least have the rise of Amaya and Bryan, something I was hoping would happen. I've made it known that, like a lot of people, I do enjoy Amaya. I was, in my opinion, one of the very first people to point out that Amaya was actually being her authentic self, which I appreciated earlier in the season, and I'm glad that that was seen by many. Now I got a lot of, well, not a lot, but I get a couple comments the past couple videos trying to still compare Amaya and Huda, and outside of them both being emotional, I just still disagree that they are that similar. I'm sorry, I don't see it. And using the Ace and Shally thing as an example is the worst example to try and use for me anyway, as I've pointed out since it happened that all of that mess was 100% Ace's fault. How is Ace going to couple up with Amaya just to play games to try and get Shally to chase him? That was Ace being his young, immature self, trying to play games, trying to use Amaya to make Shally jealous was what he was trying to do. So when Amaya is thinking that they're coupling up because Ace is actually interested in her, and Ace uses the babe thing as an excuse to make it seem like it's Amaya's fault and not his for choosing Amaya to play games in the first place, that example does not fly with me. Amaya had every right to call out Shally for kind of them playing games with each other. I just disagree that that was Amaya's fault at all. Ace started that shit, and he got the flack for that shit that he deserved. So the comparisons of Amaya and Huda just do not work for me. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to talk about Huda today. I've talked about that professional victim for too many videos straight now. I don't have the energy to do it. I will talk about Chris real quick. I felt like his little moment with Huda today was once again giving what I've said a couple videos ago about when he said, I don't have to be here. I could be overseas playing basketball. No. And now he's talking about his dream, giving up on his dream. I don't buy it. Chris's basketball career did not work out. Most people that go to Europe to play basketball don't make much money. He said himself that he doesn't even have a place that he's staying in because he's over in Europe half the year. But where does he stay the other half of the year? Chris is giving scammer to me. I think he is on this show hoping to become an influencer like most of the cast has done. And so, no, I mean, I already feel some type of way about Huda. I've made that very clear. So yeah, this Chris getting the emotional edit today didn't move me either. I don't want them to win, but I do think they have pretty good odds because social media and the hive mind I pointed out yesterday towards Huda's popularity and and America enabling her victim complex because they all get bamboozled by it. Whatever. But I think people are also getting bamboozled by Chris. So that's all my thoughts on that. As I pointed out yesterday, and as expected, Zach, who is another scammer who once played Big Brother in the UK, was, after seeing that Amaya was so popular in the game yesterday by America, really tried to change his tune towards Amaya today. His confessionals were laughable. Just straight up fake. Our relationship's been volatile, but I really like Amaya. Amaya's great. when for 3 episodes straight, Zach was dogging on Amaya when he couldn't do it in public. And once again, the Amaya detractors in the comments tried to point out that Zach didn't get a chance to tell Amaya in private because Amaya talks too much. And fair, Amaya does talk a lot. But during Casa, Zach tried to make it seem like he accepted Amaya the way she is. That was Zach once again also playing the game because he wanted to stay in the game from Casa, I guess. And then once they're all back in the house, suddenly he changes his tune. I don't know. It's still all very fake to me. And if Zach really wanted to tell Amaya in private, they're together 24/7. We only get to see an hour episode, an hour of the day. He had 23 other hours to tell Amaya in private, and he didn't. So I don't accept that excuse either. And today, Zach just once again being shown as a fake game player by his confessionals being oh so lovey-dovey about Amaya. Please. Zach also, however, continues to try and pursue Alondra a little bit. He kissed her in today's challenge. I think that I don't know why Alondra is still on the show. You know, I wanted to like her, but the whole Taylor mess just made me dislike both of them overall. I still like Alondra as a person, but I just don't understand why she's on the show. If she's not going to even try to explore even a little bit. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I still don't understand why she fell for Taylor's crumb. It wasn't even crumbs. Taylor didn't give her crumbs, plural. He gave her a crumb, with his crumb being his terrible peck kisses. And his kisses with Clark, also disgusting. I hate watching Taylor kiss. It's gross. On the Clark side of things, though, I do like Clark. I'm sad that she gets dragged down into Taylor's shit. But I hope they get eliminated and don't see the finale. Let's talk about Iris and Pepe real quick before we circle back to Amaya and Bryan and end this video. The Pepe and Iris thing, them getting together after they both lost their person. Pepe's been sad over Hannah for weeks now, it feels like. And Iris just lost TJ. So these two coming together didn't move me either. But they're both popular with certain fan bases. I was hoping Pepe would be at the bottom and be out of the show because he clearly hasn't wanted to be there the past 2 weeks since losing Hannah. Alas, now I guess he and Iris will try a thing, I guess. And they probably can get votes. I mean, since this hasn't been Love Island this season, I guess they could just be Friend Island and win the show as friends. I don't see them coming together being a real relationship. But them coming together as friends, I don't love it, but I mean, I don't hate it either. This season has given us very little chemistry with actual couples on what's supposed to be a couples show. So them winning, I guess, would be fitting for as terrible of a season this has been. It hasn't been Love Island, that's just for sure. But I'm rooting for Amaya and Bryan. I would love for Bryan to swoop in her at the end, date Amaya for a week, win the game. Because I do like Bryan, and they do have a shared background. And also them both being from Latin origins would be a good, smack in the face of this country currently. So I guess that would be good for Love Island USA as well. Today showed that their shared background, and yesterday, and the past several episodes, when Bryan was the one person to stand up for Amaya with the guys saying that this is just how it is with Latinas. And today, I think Bryan really went for it. Amaya was having fun talking to him. I think they just have an understanding because they have similarities. Something Amaya hasn't had with people, like having to deal with Austin of all people. I didn't even talk about Austin being eliminated yesterday. I should have. It was long overdue. in a season with a bunch of terrible people that shouldn't have been cast, Austin was probably the worst, who went in there and did nothing. So good to see Austin go, and good to see Amaya and Bryan rise from his ashes. Will it be enough to win? Amaya's popularity might make it so. I would be for it, because these other couples, there's certain things about them that I just don't like. I do hope Amaya doesn't get bamboozled by Zach. Zach strikes me as a type of someone that would go to the end and take the money. But maybe if Amaya went to the end with Zach, she would try to take the money too. It could be a season where someone takes the money over love, since, there's no love in sight this year. See y'all Sunday.